Yo, 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 what's good with it, y'all? It's your boy Lamborghini Preem, back once again talking this boxing shit. And as always, make sure you check out my all new album. It's My Turn, the Throne Ascension LP. It's a motherfucking classic all the way around. It's available literally everywhere music can be found. That's iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Tidal. Big shout out to Tidal. Google Play, places like that, It's literally everywhere. Everywhere like broken glass, baby. So just whichever your outlet of choice is, just go on and search the Supreme General. Stream my shit, check it out. You know what I mean? You're gonna be pleasantly surprised. But also, make sure if you fuck with me the long way, to hit up my official site, hustlegameboss.com/shop and cop your official Supreme General merchandise today. Some fly shit only on there, you know what I mean? It's some really dope shit that, if I would greatly appreciate if you fuck with, you know what I mean? I love to see that kind of shit, that kind of support, that kind of love. You know what I mean? It's really second to none. So if you fuck with me the long way, and you want to show it to me, you know what I mean, that's the best way to do it. With that being said, on to this video. This video right here is regarding my man Keith One Time Thurman. It's good to see his name back in the motherfucking schedule. But Keith One Time Thurman versus Josesito Lopez. It was just announced on the PBC Ledger. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a good fight for Keith. I think it's a good fight for Josesito Lopez too, man. This is a good chance for him. You know what I mean? Everybody writing him off. You're going to write him off because of who Keith Thurman is. And the Riverside Rocky, his record don't suggest that he going to be able to do nothing with Keith. Because, oh my, excuse me, man. Fuck that up. But his resume don't suggest that he can do nothing with Keith. But I believe that he has enough experience and he's been in there with enough different styles that he can do something with Keith. You know what I mean? But the thing is, to assume that Keith Thurman has more tools in his toolbox than Josesito Lopez, you'd be 100% correct. If this is the prime Keith Thurman that we used to seeing, he's going to destroy Josesito Lopez. You'd be great to pick that. You know what I mean? It'd be a good option to pick that kind of, that pick, to make that pick, I should say, But it's a big question mark with Keith, man. It's been 2 years now almost that he's been out the ring. It's been a very, very long time. And he's been out the ring with injuries, which means that when you have injuries and you outside the ring, you can't really train as you would like to, you know what I mean? You can't really move optimally. You can't do the things that keep you sharp as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, you're going to have some ring rust. You're gonna slow down. You're gonna have to shake some of that shit off. You know what I mean? And we don't know also because Father Time is undefeated with age. You know what I mean? Because you got to add them years on that body. Now, true indeed, Thurman is going to be preserved because he hasn't been in the ring, but that can also work to your detriment when it comes to things like taking shots, when it comes to things like, carrying wind into the later parts of fights. You know what I mean? It's a myriad of things that can really be affecting Keith 100% wrong, or not 100% wrong. That could be detrimental to Keith, I should say. You know what I mean? But to be honest, like, if we could fucking see Keith pop right back, because technically he's still a young enough man to where he's in his physical prime, so he could bounce right back. He's still within the age bracket to bounce right back. But this sport of boxing, man, can get old overnight, man. And if he does get old overnight in any way, I believe a super sharp Josesito Lopez could take advantage of that. Now, it's going to be a hell of an uphill battle, even if Keith isn't 100% for Josesito to win this fight, to be honest. Because he can't outbox Keith. He's not stronger than Keith. Keith has probably better timing. But if Josesito can barely, like, wear him down, get him to the second half of the fight where those 2 years off start to show, you know what I mean, shit like that, maybe he can pull something out his ass. He does have a chance. He can definitely, I can see him pulling out a good victory on points. I can't see him knocking out Keith though, even with the long layoff, even with all the, him basically having to work himself back to championship form, which is what I believe has to happen. Because, like I said, man, when you out, if you just out just on your own decision, that's one thing. But even then, you know what I'm saying, if you out on an injury, you're not really training. You can't stay sharp. It's just hard to stay sharp. Some guys have it intuitively, and maybe Keith is one of those guys, and hopefully he's one of those guys. But usually what we see from guys who take these kind of layoffs as it relates to injuries, especially, they don't come back usually as sharp as before, or they have to change their game. You know what I mean? So we'll see what kind of Keith Thurman shows up, man. I'm really excited to see which direction the wind blows Keith Thurman, you know what I mean? Because we don't know whether we're going to see him on his toes. We don't know whether we're going to see him flat-footed, whether we're going to see him run out of gas, whether we're going to see the power. Like, what are we going to see? Are we going to see an in-shape Keith? You know what I'm saying? It's all question marks, in my opinion. But even with those question marks, I believe that he can still beat Josesito even on a bad day. So, which is not something I want to see. So I want to see a sharp Keith Thurman, man. We'll see how he goes, man. If he comes in sharp, this will definitely prove to be a good fight that'll bring him back. You know what I mean? Start the comeback road. You know what I mean? I know it's crazy to say comeback road, given that my man Keith Thurman is a motherfucking champion out here still. But to take so much time off, man, you got to look at it as a comeback. So big shout out to Keith Thurman. It's good to see his name back in the lights. Big shout out to Josesito Lopez. It's good to see his name back in the lights. And this should be a good fight. It should be a fun fight. It'd be one that I'm looking forward to seeing, man. It's really, really going to be interesting to see how Keith Thurman come out of this. So with that being said, I'm going to move on to the next one. I'm going to holler at y'all. I'm out. 100.